Hi and welcome to IndigoStarfire. My name is Bevin, and in this video I'm going to be doing a channeled message from your twin flame. There are 4 groups to choose from. Group 1 is the Lepidolite. Group 2 is the Tiger's Eye. Group 3 is the Aquamarine. And group 4 is the Snowflake Obsidian. So if you want to take a moment to center, focus on your breathing, and feel whichever group, maybe multiple groups or perhaps all of the groups that you're most drawn to, I'll give you a minute to make your selection and then we'll get right into it. And there are timestamps in the description box of the video for each group if you would like to jump ahead. Hi, Group 1. You chose the Lepidolite. So I'm just going to be using oracle cards for this reading, and I'm going to be channeling in the first person tense using pronouns such as I, me, and you. I will use the oracle cards as the framework for the message and then dig into the deeper energy surrounding that. So what does your twin flame want you to know right now from their higher self? Okay, so we have 4th chakra, Archangel Raphael. Anxiety. Happy family. Man holding a coin. 5th chakra, Archangel Gabriel. Patience. And broken heart. You are not alone in dancing around the persistent question of why this had to happen. Why did we have to meet in this lifetime and to connect so deeply and so mysteriously, only to move our separate ways? What is the point of all of this journey to finding one another? It feels like it's been so long since I've seen you. And I don't just mean in terms of these current Earth years, but at a soul level. It is as if I have been crying out for you for a millennia. When I finally encountered you, there was a snap of recognition within me. Some long-lost treasure at last delivered to my doorstep. I should have worked to protect the connection more from my dark side and from my fears. And yet pride got in the way. And in my foolishness, I tossed you back out to sea. You, the only thing that has made me so full of joy that I felt I could face whatever storms may come. And now I'm having to face these things alone as I try to make my way back to you somehow, some way. I'm at a loss of what I have to give at this point in time. Words seem just like a shadow of this ache that I feel inside. And I don't know how to explain myself and my actions without coming across as somebody who is just trying to sprinkle more excuses along your path. You're better than that. You deserve more than that. And as much as it breaks my heart, I feel unformed at this point in time to bring you the kind of restoration that you need and that you deserve. I fear that it may be too little too late when I finally pick up the pieces and make my way home to you. And then I am fearful of how many more lifetimes we must go wandering this plane and that, searching, crying out, always being just beyond one another's reach. I know I've let you down. I've let myself down, and I feel that I've let the divine down. I feel like God is angry at me for this. And that's a humbling feeling. And it was something I had never given consideration to before. I always felt so self-assured, so confident, as if the path I was walking was my true destiny. And when faced with the opportunity and the gift to turn around from the direction I had been heading in, to move ever so slightly into a place of surrender, to receive what was right in front of me, when you arrived shining nothing but love from your eyes. And I chose instead to look the other way, to run, to hide, to refuse this gift from on high. I can't hear the voices of my spirit guides lately. There is only silence and the brokenness within. And I don't know if this is just the way things are from this point on, or if I'm being required to move into a place of stillness in order to hear a truth that has long been avoided within me, that may hold the key to restoration in this circumstance, by first regenerating myself. I have to make amends with you. I have to make amends with God. And I don't know if either of you will forgive me for what I have done, and more importantly, for what I have failed to do. I'm sorry that you feel so alone, and that this distance between us just echoes with desperation from both of us in so many ways. I wish I knew how to undo the past, but forward is the only way that I have found. One step in front of the other to whatever lies ahead. I hope that it is you I find just on the other side of the horizon, without guidance and without assistance that I am able to notice at this time. I am tasked with making my way towards somehow. If you could say a little prayer for me, maybe compassion would be extended, and I could start to decipher and to detect the signs which were once so richly colored along my path, that always, only ever pointed exclusively to you. So those are your messages. I'm going to get some initials, and this can be a first, middle, or last name of you or your twin flame, or it could spell something out, just whatever resonates for you. C, S, U, G, K, P, and V. So those are your messages. I hope that they resonated with you and that you enjoyed the reading. If you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up, comment, subscribe, or share. If you'd like a personal reading, I offer them through my Etsy shop, and there's a link in the description box of the video for that. I offer a variety of pre-recorded video readings, written readings, and channeled letters. Turnaround time on everything is 5 to 7 days from the time of purchase. I also sell handmade jewelry, dream catchers, and sun catchers if you're interested in checking any of that out as well. And I've launched a second channel here on YouTube, which is called Lady of the Dawn Tarot. There's a link in the description box as well as in the channel section of my page for that. The format over there consists of pick-a cards and general energy readings related to subjects such as spirituality, ascension, wellness, and self-love. So if any of that sounds interesting, I invite you to check that channel out. I thank you for your support there as well as for your continued support here on this channel. I hope to see you again in another reading. Please take care and be well. Hi, Group 2. You chose the Tiger's Eye. So I'm just going to be using oracle cards for this reading, and I'm going to be channeling in the first person tense, so using the pronouns such as I, me, and you. So I'll pull some cards, use those as the framework for the channeling, and then I'll dive into the deeper energy surrounding that. So what does your twin flame want you to know from their higher self right now? Okay, so we have storm warning, third chakra, Archangel Shamuel, first chakra, Archangel Michael, strategy, man holding a heart, contract, and man holding a coin. I made the wrong decision. And boy, does it hurt. I am suffering in silence. There's a heaviness that I just can't shake. The ripple effects, the ramifications of not listening to my heart and choosing to move in the complete opposite direction have created roadblocks for me that at first I was unaware of. But as time is going by, I'm noticing other aspects of my life are being negatively impacted. And I've searched for logical reasons. I've been doing everything the same. Nothing has changed. And that's the problem. Nothing has changed. I am set in my ways to my detriment. And I feel like the universe is trying to teach me something, which I'm just too stubborn to learn or to admit to at this point in time. There's a lot of volatility and chaos going on. I'm stressed out. I'm hungry for something that my current environment just cannot fulfill. It's affecting my work. It's affecting my personal relationships. I don't feel good in my body anymore. I look in the mirror and I don't even recognize myself. And somehow, a part of me traces these occurrences. This sense of my luck having run out or wearing very thin at the moment, to that crucial intersection when I turned my back, when I used my words as weaponry to try and make you love me less. Because quite frankly, I didn't and still don't love myself. Not entirely, and on some days not at all. And it's hard because I have this image to protect and to project. And there's a softness that is missing in my life now that I have tossed away what we had with one another and what we were building toward. This cup that has been shattered between us, it feels beyond repair somehow. And I think that that's even more frustrating. That I'm just not feeling good enough to be able to pick up the pieces. I don't even know where to begin with that. I don't even know from this vantage point what it would require to put that back together again. All I can see is the vibrance in the world around me starting to dwindle. It's like sunset on the most amazing day of my life. And I'm nostalgic. And I'm sad. Wishing I had enjoyed my time more. Wishing that our experience with one another didn't have to end. And especially not in the way that it did. I've rehearsed what I would say to you. I've worked up the courage on more than one occasion to try and set the record straight, to give you the explanation you deserve, and the heartfelt words, and the apology that is long overdue. But I keep stumbling over these roadblocks within myself. And I can't remember who I was when you saw so much potential in me. And the person that I am right now doesn't feel good enough to even walk in your shadow. And so I grip even tighter to the illusion, and I try to stuff my feelings down as far as they will go. And the balance is very precarious between accomplishing this task and the small ways in which the cracks and the fissures begin to show in this facade. Everything feels on the brink of collapse. And maybe I need to be tossed out of my comfort zone. I know myself enough to know I'm going to have to do things the hard way. That's always been the case. And that tenacity and stubbornness has served me well to a certain extent. But in matters of the heart and in doing the right thing, there's a gentleness which I am still a stranger to within myself. I don't know how long I'm going to keep stonewalling you. And I wish I had answers. I wish I could push myself to do what is right and what must be done in this circumstance. And I hope that as much as I am stuck here firmly in place, while my world, while the luster and the shininess of it deteriorates and tarnishes from within, I hope that wherever you are out there somewhere, you are finding a way to move forward and to navigate these troubled waters to that place of peace that you deserve. So those are your messages. I'm going to get some initials, and this can be a first, middle, or last name of you or your twin flame, or it could spell something out, just whatever resonates for you. Okay, we've got D, O, B, Q, I, Z, R, P, E, H, and U. So those are your messages. I hope that they resonated with you and that you enjoyed the reading. If you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up, comment, subscribe, or share. If you'd like a personal reading, I offer them through my Etsy shop, and there's a link in the description box of the video for that. I offer a variety of pre-recorded video readings, written readings, and channeled letters. Turnaround time on everything is 5 to 7 days from the time of purchase. I also sell handmade jewelry, dream catchers, and sun catchers if you're interested in checking any of that out as well. And I've launched a second channel here on YouTube, which is called Lady of the Dawn Tarot. There's a link in the description box as well as in the channel section of my page for that. The format over there consists of pick-a-cards and general energy readings related to subjects such as spirituality, ascension, wellness, and self-love. So if any of that sounds interesting, I invite you to check that channel out. I thank you for your support there as well as for your continued support here on this channel. I hope to see you again in another reading. Please take care and be well. Hi, Group 3. You chose the Aquamarine. So I'm just going to be using oracle cards for this reading, and I'm going to be channeling in the first person tense, so using pronouns such as I, me, and you. I will pull some cards, use those as the framework for the channeling, and then dive into the deeper energies surrounding that. So what does your twin flame want you to know from their higher self right now? Okay, so we have all tied up, walking away, strategy, community, door to spirit, second chakra, Archangel Ariel, and anxiety. The butterflies that I feel when you are around could best be described as a herd of elephants thundering their way across the savannah. And it's an overwhelming feeling, just how much I want to run towards you, how my heart wants to leap out of my chest and fly straight to yours. The sense of recognition when I first saw you that said, there, that's the one. You came at me so unexpectedly. And I am normally not so tongue-tied, so uncertain. I normally move with a lot more confidence. I have worked to build a sense of security within myself, being who I am in every way possible. And yet with you, everything just dissolves, and I am rebuilt in an instant into somebody else. A stranger that is so familiar. And it mirrors exactly the way that you feel to me. You are a stranger who is so familiar. And I'm tied up in my mind right now thinking about all the possible scenarios. What this connection could mean. What the point of it is. What will turn out between us romantically. What will happen spiritually. I never even thought about things like spirit or soul prior to encountering you. It's like you've given me a whole new language for life in an instant. Words I had been searching for. To match a vibration that always was running just beneath the surface, but it had no point of reference. As strange as it may sound, I feel like I've been waiting for you my whole life. And it feels so good to have finally connected with you. And I feel so uncertain about what we're supposed to do now. What are we supposed to become? What is this? Who are you? Who am I? It's a perpetual questioning that keeps me stuck in place. And I don't know how to express this level of curiosity. I'm not sure I'm ready to peer around the corner and find those answers. And I know that I'm wasting our time. Standing here, searching, questioning, debating with my own soul and the need for proof and evidence to explain something so outside of the ordinary as the effect and the awakening that you have had upon me and that you have induced in all areas of my life. I feel so contained and uncomfortable in my present circumstances. And I know that I'm getting lost in the details by wondering, was I always trying to force myself to fit into situations that were not meant for me? Or have I somehow grown beyond the capacity of what was tolerable before, almost overnight? Your effect on me has been big. I am thinking outside of the box in a way that is so out of character for me. And I like what I'm discovering, but I'm not yet sure who this version of me is that's come out of a slumber suddenly. One mystery solved just leads to another series of questions, and I'm all wrapped up in my head. I won't allow myself to just flow from the heart space. I have to dig into every little detail, turn it around from all angles, and only end up walking in circles, right back to the place where I started, right back to this open-ended question, this sentence between us that has not been completed, that I am being invited to co-author with you, as we now have the ability to write our future together. There's no more loneliness in the crowded room now that I have come to know of you. And yet I feel intent on making sure that I have left no stone unturned within myself. And all of these big revelations, it's just a mountain of pebbles. It doesn't mean anything. The most solid truth in all of this is that I am compelled in your direction. I can't break free. And at times I may struggle. I may pull and twist around and turn in the other direction, but I always feel you. I can't not perceive you now that I have come to know of you. And it brings a smile to my face, thinking of the possible future that is still in the process of forming and being manifested by the both of us, when we will be able to look into one another's eyes and without words exchange all those bits and all those answers, so that the questioning stops, so that all of this mental energy, it doesn't take up so much time out of the day, and that we'll finally just be able to breathe that sigh of relief, no longer struggling in the quest for this otherness and explanation and understanding. You are the peace in my world. You are the star on my horizon that I keep one eye fixed upon as I am in this process of running myself ragged inside with all the what ifs and what could be's and what wasn't. And you'd be proud to know that I've transcended a certain level of regret for having not been more consistent, more self-assured with you, more direct in what I was feeling and what I wanted out of the situation. what was holding me back and what was pulling me forward. Because for a very long time, that was a knot I was fixated on. And I have unraveled that to a certain extent. There's breathing room finally. And although it's slow progress, it's a step. It's giving me the courage to continue trying, to continue moving through this process of appeasing my logical mind, letting the ego have its say for the moment. Let it speak its piece and recite its monologue, so that the true business of tapping into that higher knowing that is unconventional as the two of us might be together, as odd and overwhelming and as all these sensations are, as unknown as the future that we would both be walking into as we simultaneously walk away from everything we have known of ourselves and of the world around us would be. That somehow that's all there is. That's all that there was meant to be. It's an end, but it's the beginning of so much more. So, don't think that nothing has changed. There's a lot going on behind the scenes. And if I seem distant and removed from you, just know that I am incredibly fixated in a way that I am not wanting to be unbound from, upon you, upon this connection, and upon the question, where do we go from here? So those are your messages. I'm going to get some initials, and this can be a first, middle, or last name of you or your twin flame, or it could spell something out, just whatever resonates for you. Okay, we've got V, B, A, J, P, G, U, W, S, M, E, and D. So those are your messages. I hope that they resonated with you and that you enjoyed the reading. If you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up, comment, subscribe, or share. If you'd like a personal reading, I offer them through my Etsy shop, and there's a link in the description box of the video for that. I offer a variety of pre-recorded video readings, written readings, and channeled letters. Turnaround time on everything is 5 to 7 days from the time of purchase. I also sell handmade jewelry, dream catchers, and sun catchers if you're interested in checking any of that out as well. And I've launched a second channel here on YouTube, which is called Lady of the Dawn Tarot. There's a link in the description box as well as in the channel section of my page for that. The format over there consists of pick cards and general energy readings related to subjects such as spirituality, ascension, wellness, and self-love. So if any of that sounds interesting, I invite you to check that channel out. I thank you for your support there as well as for your continued support here on this channel. I hope to see you again in another reading. Please take care and be well. Hi, Group 4. You chose the Snowflake, Obsidian, So I'm just going to be using oracle cards for this reading, and I'm going to be channeling in the first person tense. So using pronouns such as I, me, and you. I will pull some oracle cards to use as the framework for the channeling, and then I'll tap into the deeper energy surrounding that. So what does your twin flame want you to know right now from their higher self? Okay, so we have caring connections, angel of balance, the thinking woman, the sun, patience, third chakra, Archangel Shamuel, and the thinking man. I am deliberately sending you signs. I am actively and consciously projecting energy in your direction. Though the way your life is structured at this point is largely a mystery to me, I make the effort at regular intervals when I feel you might be most receptive, most aware, to send these thought forms out with the instructions. Find my beloved. Deliver this love plainly and truly, so that despite the distance and the silence and the time which has left us both weary and strengthened, that the truth which needs to be spoken, and which has always been the case, is rendered apparent. That truth, that I love you. You were the best thing that almost happened to me. And I have thought back on the time that we have spent together with mixed emotions at times, joy and resistance. But as much as I have tried to stuff down your memory, your light is a part of me. We are a part of each other. We are conjoined, and there is nothing that could tear us asunder. Not our own free will, not the interference of others, not time, not death, not life. We are one. We are the perfect complement of each other. I was recently made aware that you needed me. I felt you calling out, seeking strength within yourself. But it registered with me as, go there. Send your spirit. Surround this place with protection. Claim what's yours. Make your presence known so that it is abundantly clear that this person does not walk alone. that there is help and support that is just a feeling away. And I don't know if you sensed me wrapping my arms around you. I don't even know if this was something that maybe was just wishful thinking. Maybe this was just my imagination, but it felt so real. It was like a tug within that said, I need you. I need you now. And though I wish I could have been there, mind, body, and soul, I just wanted you to know that consciously this registered to me. Consciously, I sent my presence to you. Consciously, we merged so that you had the strength to do what needed to be done, to face what was vexing you, and to triumph. You do not walk alone. I am always by your side. And the confusing part of all of this is why I choose to remain at a distance, projecting my energy towards you, sending love letters and kisses in the form of signs and reminders to you throughout the day. Why, when I sense this tugging and this need and this moment of questioning and ache, why I don't create a way forward, why I don't tunnel my way through time in order to be standing there with you hand in hand, so that these challenges would not dare show their face, so that you would be recognized for who you are, part of a unit rather than something solo, vulnerable and alone. And something within me says it's not quite time for our story to pick up where we left off. That there's something to be learned or gained, some kind of skill that is being strengthened, giving and receiving in this way as we do. I too have felt you at times, felt your loving arms around me, like soft wings, providing me shelter when I felt too weary to go on. I have felt you at times redirecting me to my true path, reminding me of who I am, that I am not alone, that I belong to someone, that I belong to you. And although this is a very uncommon love story that we are living out, you are still absolutely my favorite face in the whole world. And I don't need photographs to remember you. You live inside my heart. You dance through my memory in such vivid ways. And rather than dimming with time, these images only become stronger and more vibrant, which leads me to this certainty that we are drawing near to one another again. And just as these silent alarms within let me know that my presence in the energetic sense is required, that I am to surface from the place where I am blended into the surroundings of your energy in a more pronounced way, so that others become aware that you are mine, that we are each other's, and that if there is going to be a fight, you are not fighting alone. You come armed with divine love on your side. There's some element of awareness, some missing piece, some key that's just a little out of reach. And I'm through fighting my feelings for you. I have been for quite some time. And it's funny how this passive act of allowing myself to drift even closer to your proximity, touching on your energy in this way as I do, checking in at the various mile markers as I get nearer to that place where I am ready to speak out loud. Somehow in this state of flow, I am empowered. These feel like action steps taken by a version of me that is higher than this earthly life. And you are so rare because you are the only one who encourages me to move with grace toward the horizon, rather than pushing and announcing myself in the places that I want to be. And you are the perfect contrast to everything that I am. And you are the greatest gift that I have ever known. And we are stronger together. And we are strong even apart. And there is no more running from the certainty that I hold within as I make my way ever closer to expressing this truth and bringing it out and forth for your eyes to finally behold. So those are your messages. I'm going to get some initials, and this can be a first, middle, or last name of you or your twin flame, or it could spell something out, just whatever resonates for you. Okay, we've got P, A, F, N, O, L, D, M, K, E, and V. So those are your messages. I hope that they resonated with you and that you enjoyed the reading. If you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up, comment, subscribe, or share. If you'd like a personal reading, I offer them through my Etsy shop, and there's a link in the description box of the video for that. I offer a variety of pre-recorded video readings, written readings, and channeled letters. Turnaround time on everything is 5 to 7 days from the time of purchase. I also sell handmade jewelry, dream catchers, and sun catchers if you're interested in checking any of those out as as well. And I've launched a second channel here on YouTube, which is called Lady of the Dawn Tarot. There's a link in the description box as well as in the channel section of my page for that. The format over there consists of pick-a cards and general energy readings related to subjects such as spirituality, ascension, wellness, and self-love. So if any of that sounds interesting, I invite you to check that channel out. I thank you for your support there as well as for your continued support here on this channel. I hope to see you again in another reading. Please take care and be well.